Across the universe, constants like gravity are locked into exact values. This precision determines whether atoms hold together, stars ignite, or DNA can form. This diagram illustrates the mathematical improbability of those numbers aligning by chance. It is the equivalent of standing in the dark, throwing a single dart at a dartboard scaled to the size of planet Earth and hitting dead center. Since these foundational numbers are balanced flawlessly, it raises a difficult question. Did an intelligent designer set them intentionally? If human existence relies on overcoming billions to one cosmic odds naturally, the alternative is that our reality might not be organic at all. In 2003, Oxford philosopher Nick Bostrom published a statistical argument that gave this idea serious academic weight. This visual represents his core logic. Bostrom reasoned that if an advanced civilization ever acquires the computing power to simulate consciousness, they would run billions of these simulations. Statistically, it is highly probable we are sitting in one of those digital copies right now. We already have a rough proof of concept. Recently, scientists successfully mapped all 1.3 million neurons and connections of a fruit fly brain directly into a computer. Inside this digital void, the simulated fly behaved completely naturally. It actively hunted for virtual food, totally unaware its existence was nothing but digital code. If we can successfully build a thinking, reacting digital brain today, a post-human civilization millions of years from now could easily be running our entire universe on a hard drive. If we are living in software, there have to be digital boundaries or limitations hard-coded directly into our physical laws. Take the Planck length, which is roughly 1.6 times 10 to the negative 35th meters. This diagram zooms in on a continuous surface until it hits a rigid grid. That grid is the absolute smallest distance we can measure. You physically cannot zoom in any further, making it function exactly like a screen's minimum pixel size. Then there's the speed of light. Nothing in our cosmos can travel or process information faster than this strict mathematical cap. It acts identically to a computer's maximum processor speed. There's also the quantum observer effect, where a particle remains in a cloud of probability and doesn't lock into a fixed position until someone actually looks at it. To save processing power, video game engines employ the exact same technique. They only render the environment when a player turns to look at it. A minimum pixel size, a maximum processing speed, and environment rendering on demand. At the quantum level, the boundaries of physics operate incredibly similarly to a video game engine, but the simulation hypothesis eventually crashes into a logical brick wall. This animation highlights the paradox. If an incredibly advanced civilization programmed our universe, who wrote the code for theirs? Are our creators also trapped inside someone else's simulation? Pointing to alien programmers does not explain where the fundamental rules of physics and mathematics actually came from. It merely pushes the question up to a higher dimension. To figure out how our reality formed, we have to stop looking for a top-down programmer and start looking for a fundamental mechanism that builds itself. In science, there's a phenomenon called emergence. This occurs when incredibly simple, local interactions naturally generate massive, highly complex systems without any central intelligence directing them. Look at this image of a starling murmuration. No single leader is designing this synchronized shape. Every bird is just following 3 simple rules. Don't get too close to your neighbor, don't stray too far, and fly in the same direction. From those basic local commands, a massive, intelligent-looking structure appears. We see this in physics, too. This animation shows a single isolated molecule. On its own, it doesn't possess a temperature. The concept of heat literally does not apply to a single particle. But when you put trillions of these simple molecules together and let them crash into each other, their chaotic collisions spontaneously generate the tangible macro reality that we measure as heat. Design-like perfection and complexity build themselves from the bottom up, without the need for an architect. What if gravity, space-time, and all of our physical laws are simply macroscopic illusions emerging from underlying quantum simplicity? Physicist Max Tegmark argues that our reality is a self-organizing mathematical structure, where the physical world we perceive is built from pure math. Under this framework, the Planck length and the speed of light are not the physical constraints of an alien supercomputer. They are simply the mathematical limits of existence itself. Our existence represents the spontaneous emergence of raw mathematics, an intricate system that has finally evolved the complexity needed to observe and understand its own code.